Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to take you along on a ride to see the Accra International Marathon. Well, this was just after my Berlin Marathon in September. So in October, I decided to volunteer to become a guide on a bicycle for the Accra International Marathon runners. Here I am actually standing at the finish line because I didn't really know where the marathon was supposed to start. But then they told me that it's supposed to start near the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. So I headed out, which was a little bit far away, and the start line already had the participants and some funfair going on. The upbeat music was quite contagious and it made me feel really excited. And I believe it made the participants excited too because I could see them dancing behind me. Or should I just say warming up to the tune of the drums? Well, either way, they seem to be having fun. At around 5:30 or so, I think the music stopped and the race was about to begin. Riding with me was Sam from Ghana Mountaineers. Sam was the only one who actually knew the race course because he was one of the podium finishers from the past. And soon we were off. Well, there were very few participants in the marathon and the ride was actually quite lonely. The first guy sped off really fast and Sam went along with him to show him the way. And I was trying to lead the second guy with a watchful eye on Sam. Well, after Berlin, this is a very different experience. I'm not running, but I can see how less number of people there are in this marathon, the Accra International Marathon. It's a very different experience, but a little less traffic would have been nice. Well, can't help it, I guess. Meanwhile, the sun looks beautiful. It's just about to rise up from the horizon. I'm trying to share with you the sunrise. The sky looks purple. I don't know if you could see that, but it's beautiful. You can see Sam. Sam, you're definitely missing the run, right?
Yeah.
You should have been a part of this.
I'm really missing it.
Right, we are with the lead runner right now. After a long stretch of straight roads, we reached the first diversion and there was a board marked there to guide us. At just about the 6-kilometer mark, there's the first left turn. We came all the way down straight. Just waiting for the participants to arrive. The leaders have gone on. I'm just waiting to take the next set of guys. Well, at this point in time, I realized how critical my role was in this race because there were no other volunteers and there was nobody to tell the runners which way to go. There were boards placed in different places, different intervals, but some of them were not placed in the right way or they were very easy to miss. So I was beginning to feel the pressure of performance. What if I missed some boards or what if I took them along the wrong way? But fortunately none of that happened. Well, we almost missed the way there. I don't know where exactly. Okay, I can see some people straight forward, straight up ahead. I was still leading the second guy and we were mostly alone. So it's kind of nice to run alone, but you know, during a marathon you would expect a little bit of crowd or a little bit of a support, but I guess the views made up for it. I can see the ocean now. This is a beautiful. Well, living near the ocean, you would always expect to find some places to run or cycle along the Atlantic Ocean. After 9 months in Ghana, today finally I have this new achievement. It's beautiful, isn't it? I think by far this is the best part of the Accra International Marathon. This stretch. It's beautiful. I think we are close to Tema. I don't know where we are, but I think this is the best part of this marathon. Where is it going to turn around? So is it Valparaiso? Okay. I had caught up with Sam finally and I asked him where the marathon is going to turn around, as in where was the midpoint roughly. He said it was around the Valco roundabout. Yep, that was Tema indeed. Come on guys! We've got this! Somewhere around there we crossed the half marathon runners. So there was also a half marathon which started around the same time. So we met them on the way. A little bit of cheering doesn't do any harm. Kevin! Only 19 more to go and you've got this. Come on, Kevin! Well, that was Kevin, the founder of Ghana Mountaineers, a hiking group that I usually go with. Kevin! Yeah, that was Kevin. Oh, Dale is also there. But Dale, is he doing 21k? Wow. Alright, we'll meet some familiar faces today. So by now more police escorts has arrived and I was left to take care of the third and the fourth person while Sam was taking care of the second guy. So there you see behind me the third and the fourth runners were following me. Alright, pit stop.
How many clicks do you have?
How many?
Kilometers.
We have 17.6, so
In how many hours?
it's 1 hour 13 minutes.
1 hour 30.
1 3 13.
130. Oh,
Yeah. Is it 113?
I said 70 kilometers.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
17 kilometers.
Now 1 hour.
Almost 18 kilometers. One thing that was beginning to concern me at this point in time was that there has been no water stop. So that's one of the troublesome features of this marathon. There's no water stop anywhere. So the runners were running without water, and after around 20 kilometers I had to stop and buy them some water because it was not possible to run in that heat without hydration. So Sam and I decided to become the water boys and we bought a lot of pure water and we started supplying them. Give like one bottle of water. Bottle of water? Yeah, carry on.
Hey man, I want to drink one.
Give him one water.
No, it's not what I want to drink. The salt.
That we don't have.
Oh, I beg.
No, auntie, no need for nylon. Give
Yeah, my nigga, man. Just today I met you, so I like the way you do. I wish you all the best, okay? I wish you all the best.
Well, there was some random guy who came to me to ask for water or something, and I just handed him one. And these kind of things happen in a lot of places. Well, with the water situation temporarily sorted, we set out again. The race was only around halfway through and we had a long way to go and the sun was climbing up and getting hot. 23 kilometers. 23. At this point in time, my only concern was whether the runners will be able to finish the race or not, and I was constantly handing them water at some point or the other. Good. We are back to the most amazing part of this marathon, the road along the ocean. And the sun is up. It's going to get hotter and hotter now. but the wind is blowing, so it's cooling the temperatures down a little bit. No water stations, but a couple of photographers. Well, it was quite worrisome. I was kind of disappointed that there were so many photographers, but not a single water station. I mean, the organizers could have really prioritized the things that are required for a marathon. You guys need water? You need water? What? By this time, the runners were quite affected by the heat and they were just managing to somehow trot on and close the gap towards the finish line. At some point towards the end, I felt that the two runners who were running along with us were not really competing anymore but just trying to push each other so that they are able to finish the race. They were just drawing strength from each other, running together. Meanwhile, Sam and I did whatever we could to keep the water supply going in the absence of water stations provided by the organizer. We're down to the last 2 or 3 kilometers and we're just trying to reach the end now. It's getting hot. And then I started sprinting. Well, towards the end of a marathon, I love sprinting. But this isn't exactly what I was doing to finish the marathon. I was sprinting towards the finish line to try and get some water from the organizers to take back to the runners because we had run out of it and they were in no condition to move on without water. So I and Sam rushed towards the finish line and brought some water back for them. We want to carry some water for the participants. Yeah. Give one more. Yeah, give.
Please, half marathon. Well done. Well done, guys.
Well done, oh. And so, loaded with a lot of water, I started sprinting back to bring home the runners. The issue is, the longer you take, the worse it gets. Because the sun, it gets hotter and hotter. At this point, I was just feeling really sorry for all the runners who were doing the marathon and who were still not at the finish line. The marathon is a beast and it requires a lot of endurance. But to run it under such conditions and with no water around is possibly the worst torture you could put your body through. But fortunately for the runners that we were accompanying, they were very close to the finish line and they seemed very hopeful. In fact, they started running as well. One of them had already left the other behind and reached the finish line. So I was really surprised that the tiny fellow who still had enough energy to sprint towards the last kilometer. But it was good to see them finish. And so that's how my day as a guide for the Accra International Marathon ended. It was not that great a race that I had hoped that it would be because I was planning to participate in it at some point in time. But I'm glad I didn't because I really couldn't have handled the heat without the water. But at the same time, I'd like to say that those people who finished this race really are really strong. So hats off to those guys. In terms of the management, I think they are really short-handed because they didn't have the water stations in place on time. Towards the end, maybe after the halfway mark, there were certain volunteers who turned up with some amount of water, but I really don't think that was enough. That was a little too late, and honestly, I think they didn't even carry enough water with them. And to be honest, I found more photographers than the water volunteers, so that's a big letdown, I think. But apart from that, I think the organizers tried on their part to keep it entertaining. The course itself was quite decent, although I could have enjoyed it with a little less traffic. But still, I mean, that's Accra, I guess. I mean, that's how it is. And also, the views on the way were superb, were terrific. So, yep, that's it from me today. I keep running and post about running, and also I go to different places because of my running ambitions. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.